practicing it this week because it was the first map of the season. So, getting into the first gun round, it looks like iNTACT does, or not gun round, pistol round. Looks like iNTACT does
They do have guns.
to go, well, yeah, they do opt to go on the terrorist side. We do see 4 players from Inception onto the B bomb site. Actually, yeah, there was a ghost man on map in lower A.
It's the decoy grenade.
Oh.
Yeah.
I hate how it does that. They should color it something else.
I know. Grenade icons, please?
Yeah, grenade
Volvo?
icons. Enfo, quick headshot with the deagle from him. Skull picks up one toward the drop room as well. And now we have the 5 versus 3 advantage for iNTACT. That's another one for Skull. Great double kill for him. BTZ, he's in connector. He's going to be the last one into the B bomb site if they do choose to go in, because it looks like, oh, they actually are going to go for it. I thought they might want to save their half armor. But they do have 5 players alive for iNTACT side, 2 in the connector side for Inception. Nice dink there from VicX. Headshot from him. BTZ, he's stuck in connector. 5 versus 1. Surely he will go down very easily. First round to iNTACT. VicX, there's 2 for him as well.
You didn't see anything.
No, of course not.
In fact, you saw nothing at all.
No.
I always forget that these VODs have very annoying voice chat. It's actually so strange to me that they even include that. Like, nobody wants to hear what your team was talking about.
Yeah, nobody wants to hear your comms. That's kind of weird. So, CZs and Deagle P250 coming out for Inception. Couple of buys from armor from them. It looks like Mazur will probably be the one picking up the AWP for them in the following rounds, as he does only have the P250. We do see rifles, Galil, and a couple of max for iNTACT. So, a little bit of opportunity for them to make a little bit of money.
And I'm going to blow your mind here. What if Mazur is just next level support player, and he's just going to throw the AWP to another guy, take one for the team, and just, you know, make the big investment?
That's the true broship coming out,
yeah.
But oftentimes the AWP player is the one to save, so we'll look out for that from him. We do have one flashbang onto Mechanical, so we'll see if they use that moving into the round to try to get any advantage to maybe clear out the B site here.
Traded headshots there.
Yeah, Dink's coming out.
Cake and Enfo going to give each other a little love, neither from finding the kill because they both have fairly weak weapons. And here comes the A aggression from Skull. He's able to pick up one towards the wood side of the map. We have another CT player on site who is very low, and I believe Skull will probably find him as well. And we have man advantage, but the terrorists are very low. A couple of eco pistols could actually be around here, but VicX will not be caught out by Mazur's aggression. He is waiting for the long rotate through the halls, and Mazur does not want to try that again. That is an AK, and that is a healthy terrorist player that he would have to fight against. And it looks like iNTACT are going to be picking up 2 on this round as the counter-terrorists elect to find exit frags, sir.
Yeah, and really, at this point, even though iNTACT does have most of their players low, they will all survive. So that will be a really big economic advantage for them going into the following rounds. They do have 4 players alive, and Skull was able to pick up a lot of kills with that MAC-10. So he's going to have a lot of money going into the following rounds. We can see that he's already on 2,700, 6,200 after the round. So he's able to drop pretty much anything. He's on 5 kills already. He's having a great game, even after only 2 rounds.
Yeah, out to 5-0 start. That's fun. That builds the confidence level. Looking pretty sweet there. And let's see what they decide to buy going into this round. You can definitely use the MAC-10s again because you know Inception. We're going to be on the double save here, and we'll probably not have armor. Only one player with such, and none for his head. Cake, the CZ, is the only hope for Inception. We see a couple P250s here, but the recently nerfed P250, no more one-shots in the head at any range. A couple tweaks coming out to that gun. I think it's probably going to end up being used slightly less overall. It's generally a nerf that happened to it. If you want a long-range pistol, you're probably still going to spend the extra money, buy a Deagle, or just a CZ, because it's automatic and can get you many kills. Imperious finds a quick 2, swaps to the pistol, unable to get that kill though, and he will be traded, but that is B bomb site for the terrorists. They have all the control. They have a player out of peak room already. That's the bomb site for them. But Cake, the player with armor, now has an AK and a Molotov. This is a dangerous round for iNTACT. let's see how this unfolds.
And Inception may be choosing to actually go for this. I was wondering if they were going to try to save the armor and the AK going into the next round. But we do have Enfo pushing into the E-box. He's picking up BTZ. He's able to pick up one more on Mechanical Cake. He's all the way at the long B, picks up one onto Kai, but on such low HP, he is opting to fall back, save that half armor and AK. And actually a pretty good pickup for him going into the next round. He's going to be able to maybe drop one to his teammate and have full utility. So that will bring quite a bit of utility coming to the Inception side, as most of their players opting to buy pistols into this round too. Their economy was going to be pretty poor going into this round.
Am I a noob because I didn't know there was a cubby on this side of the stairs?
Yeah, maybe. It's kind of cool spot, I guess.
Yeah, it's nice. It's cheeky. And that AK save is going to be a big deal. He will definitely be able to maybe toss pistols in the following round because he has a lot of money, while the rest of his team has to buy down to 0. Cake staying on 28.50, baby. And the AWP coming out. Mazer going to be walking towards the B site. Maybe a plat player. AWP likes to play plat. They like to play coop. Or maybe just sit on that statue and pop out either side and be a nightmare for terrorists that are trying to push in and clear those angles, because you never know when he is going to do a quick peek and a little scope and a quick pop. And he will be contacting players any moment now.
And AWP sitting behind statue here for Mazer. A couple of players onto the B plat, but they opt to back off and fall back a little bit. Really slow play coming out for iNTACT here on the first gun round, knowing that Inception might be looking to bring out a little bit of aggression. But Mechanical not able to find one through the window as he does spray the feet of Skull. He's still on the Mac 10. Interesting there. And we do have really low utility now for Inception. Only a couple of flashbangs left. BTZ, he finds Skull through the E-box. And now 4 versus 5, iNTACT on their back foot a little bit, but they still do have a lot of utility in the round. 45 seconds left to work with as they rotate toward the B bomb site. Mazer picks up one with the AWP Mechanical. He picks up one towards drop as well. Enfo finds Mazer, is able to trade him out toward the back statue, but BTZ trades out Enfo really quick, and now we're on the 4-1 advantage to Inception.
Skull says, hashtag never buy. You know, if you have that Mac 10, why not use it? There were 3 players on the counter-terror side without head armor, so that could have come into play, but he was shut down very early in the round. VicX in a 1v4 with an AWP and 48 HP, and misses the quick shot on the player aggressing him by the plat ramp stairs, whatever you want to call it. It's a first round on the board for Inception. That's the gun round at the half, too. It's always nice on counter-terror side when you're able to convert that first gun round when the terrorists win the first 3, get some momentum moving your way. But this is going to be both teams on more or less full buys. VicX on a Deagle and BTZ on the FAMAS.
Incredibly important round on counter-terror side when you do pick up this first gun round after you've lost 3, because if you get broken here, you are on pretty much a double save at this point, especially after losing that many players on the previous gun round. So most of the iNTACT players opting toward the B site as per usual here on Cobble. We see a little bit of a boost toward Tree. That's a little new for Inception. We haven't seen that yet coming out in the first 4 rounds. So only the Deagle coming out for VicX as well. So moving into the 5th round, minute and 15 seconds left. We do have a little bit of utility left for iNTACT. Not too much.
All right. The counter-terrorist players are playing some interesting positions. I'll highlight Mechanical is playing a kind of off angle, hoping to catch the terrorists off guard. He is probably going to make contact very soon as these players are sneaking into lower A. But they instead go up danger and will be making contact with the long player at any moment now. Let's see if the terrorists can make some conversions on some kills here.
Maybe. We do have them pushing all the way up through the A long site. Mechanical, he doesn't actually have the intel that they are pushed up through danger, so he's going to rotate back. He might actually be moving a little bit closer to the B bomb site, but he does establish a good crossfire with the player at long. So most of the terrorists pushing through the A long. VicX, Deagle in his hand. Maybe you can try to find some entries. He gets flashed. That's going to slow down the aggression. And now, Mazer, he has all the information knowing they're not coming toward the B. Kai, he's going to find 2 quick headshots on entry. And Bomb probably going down. Enfo, he finds a 3rd. And 5 versus 2 advantage for iNTACT, and heavy retake for Inception if they choose to go for it, but it looks like they're already rotating off. They opt to save.
You pretty much have to at this point. Cake is going to be maybe going for exits as he is in the storage room. What a clean take from iNTACT. Fantastic job there. Just looking like all the duel was working out for them. They were able to walk up very far long, get an incredibly aggressive angle, catch the ZTs without any utility to slow down the push, and that's a quick, overwhelming man advantage on a site that only had 2 players to start when they started pushing in. So
really interesting play from iNTACT there, especially, I mean, their execute was so perfect. Everything worked out for them. Each player was looking exactly where they needed to look. They didn't even need to make any trades because every player just executing perfectly. The Molotovs landed exactly where they needed to, forcing all of the players out, and they really shut off the counter-terrorists really early from rotating in. So really nice execute from iNTACT, really textbook cobblestone execute, and that's exactly what you're looking for on, you know, a default terrorist round.
Yeah, it's nice when you have that many players pushed up that far. So when that first pick comes in, it's so easy for you to explode. Oh, that is a dirty headshot from Mazer onto Imperius, flicking to the player's head, catching him out in the open. That is an angle that Hoppers can aggress on, but it is dangerous as well because, I mean, there are lots of angles up there in the yard that you can be spotted from and maybe even traded. Unfortunately for Imperius, his head will not be avenged this early in the round. Mazer lives another day. You see the 3 players pushing up long. Mazer AWPing the gap, trying to see if he can get intel on any players crossing in or out of this angle. If Kai is able to peek underneath this, the scope moves down, and we have some aggression coming towards the drop zone here. And I think iNTACT at this point should probably take their man disadvantage and do a set smoke execute to some area of the map to try to give them the best advantage possible. They definitely, I don't think they should be spreading out right now. I guess they're maybe waiting for the counter terrorists to get a little wily and try pushing up, but it looks like they will be holding fast and not aggressing, sitting back, using their man advantage.
So, Mechanical has been doing a really good job holding that drop room, actually, so far. They haven't been pinched much through the A or B site so far from iNTACT. So, big props to him. We do only have 1 player holding far forward onto the A-bomb site, 1 player at Juliet as well. Good kill from Kai there, gets the 1. Isn't able to find the second yet. Does see the 1 toward Juliet's going to have that info. Mechanical, he rotates all the way to the A hill, excuse me. I just can't think of words today. But 2 quick kills coming in for the counter-terrorist. That's 3. Cake, headshot from him onto the man on site. That's 2 on to Enfo, and now defuse for the counter-terrorist, only losing 2 there. The 2 that they first, you know, had on the site. So actually really clean retake coming in from Inception there.
Kind of odd. I looked at you mid-round, and then all of a sudden I looked back at the screen, and there were no more terrorist players left.
Yeah, that happened really fast. The retake was perfect, actually. I mean, they really didn't hesitate at all rotating into the site. They rotated really quick through the smokes. I mean, even the pressure from Mechanical rotating through that B door onto the A ramp there, it was huge because all of the players suddenly looked there, and they were able to get more counter-terrorists flooding into the site in order to make those trades.
Such a narrow round, and Kai, I think he got full blind. Oh, we're already into the next set of action here. Kai goes flying through the smoke. It's 3 kills for the TTs. But some trades coming in, and that is a Molotov that forces Cake into a weird angle. And this is just trades for days. Enfo alone in a 1v2, trying to find angles in the player on the site. Mechanical gives him a 1v1, trying to aggress very quickly onto him. Enfo using his utility wisely. You must know where this last player is. That is a fantastic crosshair placement that nets him a headshot onto Voodoo and the 5th round. Nice job, 1v2 clutch from Enfo, sitting on that. He had an AK. Did he just pick up an AWP? He must have picked up an AWP post round there. Great job from him coming out with that clutch on a round that looked like the trades that favored the counter terrorists. Slight positional mistake from a CT, giving him the 1v1 when they have the man advantage, but sometimes you make a call and you think you can get a player and it doesn't work out for you. So that is the case in this round, but this is probably a strange buy coming out from the CTs as you see 2 AWPs, 2 players on pistols, almost no utility, and a FAMAS. This is what do you make of this?
Really strange kind of half quasi-buy coming out here. Enfo picks up Mazur close on the B platform toward the box. That's the AWP versus the AWP pickup at close range. And now, Inception really looking shattered here as they only have one AWP and one FAMAS left to work with. Make that one AWP left to work with. And now, Enfo just kind of walking in, cleaning everybody up on this site. Skull, he's able to find one himself. That's a triple overall for Enfo so far into the round. Skull does see the one rotating in from the connector. They're going to smoke him off and probably going to opt to save that Cake. Would be really interesting to see him try to go for the retake here.
I mean, unfortunately for Cake, VicX is already on the flank. They might have known he was in connector. I think this is not going to work out for our Cake friend. While Cake is delicious, not necessarily known for being the smartest food in the world. Definitely adds to your waistline.
Yeah, probably one of the worst ones you want to have in a situation where you're trying to think properly. Not want to eat any cake. Probably want to load up on some more proteins. You know,
broccoli.
Yeah,
spinach.
some more veggies, things like that. Those are really the meta plays you're going to want when you're in a really heavy situation like this at DreamHack Open 2017.
Unfortunately, we were not able to do this live. I wish we could have. This is only a demo of the first round of the DreamHack Open Denver Qualifier. It's like a fast snake pistol strat coming in. That's a great shot from Cake with a P250 to get a kill onto VicX. And these players will not be relenting. They have the bomb. They could chase him down. And that is the bomb. Another P250 kill coming in on Imperious. That is 5 CT players in position with the bomb. Let's use this utility here, boys. Here it comes. Kai going to be pushing through the smoke. Hits a 1-man, 2-man spray down with Enfo chiming in as well. They're able to recover the bomb, but they push through the smoke instead. Voodoo maybe runs out of ammo. What is going on in this round? This is utter madness. He's not chasing the players down. He finds Enfo, and he finds Kai. What is going on in this round?
That was one of the strangest rounds. It looks like we were playing something more similar to Mario Brothers than Counter-Strike in that round. It looked more like a platformer coming out. Lots of ammo going both ways, lots of lead going, and it's just kind of crazy. Everybody's jumping around. I don't even know what's going on. That was a crazy pickup there for Voodoo with the P250s. He's able to find 2, pushing through the smoke himself, and that brings Inception to a third round as we go into round 10 here on the first half.
The violence of action really working out for Inception there. The first kill, I mean, they caught the player quite literally with his pants down, taking a dump behind a rock on the CT side of lower A there. And, I mean, just a couple cheeky kills coming in at the very end. So many players getting caught just trying to run away with the bomb and get it towards the site instead of standing your ground and fighting. I mean, you had a 2v1 in that situation against the player with the pistol. You know, you kind of just, like, turn around, just shoot him. Just, like, use your guns, guys. Like, that was a little bit embarrassing, but they will still have a 3-round lead here going into the round number 10. But unfortunately, the economy is not as strong for iNTACT as you would like to see, with Kai on the Deeg and Enfo on the UMP. The counter-terrorists don't necessarily have all the utility in the world, but they do have a 4-man B-side stack trying to get info. And it looks like they're going to be rotating over to A, seeing that there are not very many players in the B-long position, and that brings a heavy rotation in as iNTACT do look to execute onto this A site.
Yeah, so now we have one pickup. Actually, no, not a pickup onto Kai. I did think that was a spray through the smoke. He's on low HP. Lots of counter-terrorists coming into the A bomb site. Voodoo, he picks up 2. Mazur, that's one with the AWP as well. Mechanical, and Mazur with one more to close out the quick round there. Really fast pickups coming out from Inception there. And really not much problem making the read coming in. And all of the players basically flooding onto the A site before iNTACT is able to make an execution. And that's a phenomenal round coming out from Inception, not losing too many players. And that really is going to bolster their economy moving forward, going into the future rounds.
Yeah, and they're probably not going to lose very many players into this round either. They're going to be building up that bank, son. But we see iNTACT players towards B. But what will they do with their limited options here? A couple P250s, mostly Glocks, and only one lone smoke grenade on Enfo.
Yeah, we do see most of the players toward the B long site, bomb there as well. But Inception not relenting themselves. They have most of their players toward the B bomb site as well. They know that iNTACT does like to execute toward that, as most players do. And Mechanical, he's going to find 2, make that 3 and drop. A big play for him. Cake finds 1 toward the A bomb site as well. VicX, he's alone at drop room. He's going to find 1 headshot. Try to pick up the bomb, but he's going to be traded out by BTZ. And another quick round for Inception. They find 4 really fast, and we do move in to round 12 with the gun round coming out for both teams here.
And just like that, a 2-6 lead dwindles to 5-6. Intact. Unfortunately, that pistol round has triggered not only maybe the players on the T side, but also a comeback, both economically and round-wise, into this game for Inception eSports. Voodoo is going to be pretty far up and very alone. He's an AWP player, I believe, watching from the connector door position. Very common angle to hold. We'll be able to get the intel, maybe even a cheeky shot into any players crossing into lower. Intact. Oh, maybe they might catch him with a nade out in his hands here. The door is smoked. He won't be able to see that player go through. And we have Intact players creeping up long.
And we do see Kai. He's going to run through danger and establish that there's nobody in that lower A position. Mechanical, he's going to find one toward drop room. He's been phenomenal there. Cake making the rotation in toward the B bomb site. They only have 2 toward the A site, but Intact does still have the bomb over toward there as well. Mechanical, he's pushed all the way up. He finds one more onto an Imperius. What a phenomenal game from him so far. He's been making so many plays for his team. And now, 5 versus 3, Inception. But Intact does have a bit of utility. We could see a bit of a comeback here into this round if they do make a good execution. We have most of Intact rotating toward the bomb site A, excuse me. But Inception seems to have the read. Mazur looking toward the A long. Doesn't find anybody so far as they move toward the wood. Does like one. Voodoo's able to find a headshot. Pickaxe, he's on low HP. Voodoo finds him. Enfo makes the trade, and Mazur, AWP shot, finds the last one, Enfo, and that's going to be 6-6, tying it up. And Inception has a good chance to take their first advantage into this game, moving into this next round. The economy of Intact not looking so good. They are on just basic pistols, but full economy coming out for Inception.
Yeah, and they have a lot of money on a lot of players now, really building that bank up. They will have strong buys for the rest of the half, most likely. And a couple of early trades not favoring Intact leaves them with that heavy disadvantage. They're unable to execute and take the bomb site to try to win the round there. Just trades not going in their favor, opening picks not going in their favor, and that is another gun round lost as we see a quick pistol play up the A slope here. Enfo already going to be clearing connector positions. May have caught that player off guard, but unfortunately he doesn't. That is a swarm on Voodoo from Skull. Mazur has a couple players, picks them off one by one. That is a 3K for Mazur in the round. Knows where the 4th is as well. Electing to go for more with the pistol. He is hungry, and that is a 4th for him. What a way to hold it down from the Juliet position.
Yeah, only missing one shot there, and, you know, only missing it by a minuscule amount there through the corner. Really amazing round coming out for Mazur. He's been phenomenal on the AWP as we see him at the 13-6 scoreline. So Enfo, he's been doing equally as well though. We see him 14-7, and he's been huge for the trade kills so far for Intact. Really, he's been kind of the second, third man in on most of these executions, and he's been doing a great job finding those kills and maybe getting one more on top of that on most rounds.
Yeah, earlier in the game, Enfo actually was able to out-op Mazur some of those earlier gun rounds. We haven't seen too many duels on AWP versus AWP since then, however. So we will see who shall reign supreme. Both AWP players doing heavy lifting for their teams so far. This is a close half. This is kind of what we tend to expect from a lot of cobblestone games, where the terrorists don't have that hard of a time picking up a good number of rounds. Enfo does win another duel against Mazur. It's a good Molotov, moving him out of position on the statue there. Enfo on the stairs, holding down these CT players. But do they see the boost in the smoke? He does. Kai able to spot the feet. So unfortunate for BTZ. Almost gets away with it. And there's an excellent trade coming out from Skull onto the drop player. But Cake is still going to be causing a nightmare for these terrorist players from the site position. They still do have a man advantage and utility. Let's see how they elect to change up pace in this round and maybe even rotate towards A.
Yeah, it looks like we do see the bomb making its rotation over toward the A side. Cake, he's going to be holding down the B bomb site by himself. We do see Voodoo rotating over toward the A bomb site. So either way that the terrorist side chooses to go, they're going to have a pretty big advantage. It did look like Cake saw Enfo right there. He's going to have a pretty easy kill. Nice headshot there. Really quick cleanup. And now 2 versus 2. But he does have the info that the terrorists are coming to the B bomb site. Cake picks up one more, and now 1 versus 2 for Inception. That's a really quick turnaround, and Kai finds himself stuck on the B platform. He's gonna be pretty stuck and actually able to find the 1 versus 1. I thought that Voodoo was gonna peek him through the B doors instead of rotating to the sidewalk, but Voodoo, fast headshot, quick pre-fire onto the sidewalk. He knows he's there, and pickup goes 2 rounds now bonus for Inception on this first half.
Yes, I mean, that was actually a mistake from Voodoo to even try to take that fight. If he heard the terrorist player running, which I'm sure he did, he could have just rotated around the other side of that little block there, and there's only 1 or 2 seconds left in the round. That's a sure win. So you can just ring around the rosy a little bit. As they're going aggressive with the AWP. The last time he did this, he was able to catch out a player for free. This time he is not so lucky. The angles don't work out, and VicX is able to escape an exterminating defeat at the hands of the CT AWP player. That's 8 rounds for Inception. Last round of the half here. Most of the players towards B, desperately trying to find an entry onto these players. We need them to either get down some drop control, use some utility, maybe just back off and say that, hey, we wasted some CT utility. Maybe now we can use our remaining smokes, flashbangs, and Molotovs to aggress onto a different area of the map, get a little reset, and use the time we have left in the round to really cement an advantage somewhere. But info, kind of 4 HP now. This isn't exactly looking like the map control that you want. Oh, we have, oh no, mechanical. Wilson can see the player. He gets caught by Imperious. Knows that they may have aggressed towards long, and that may be the fatal flaw, the nail in the coffin that loses Inception in the last round of this half. You see some frantic rotations coming out as they don't know where the pressure is going to come. The iNTACT players are rotating up A.
Yeah, we do see Bomb making its way toward the lower A ramp. 2 players have rotated over for Inception, and now they've actually chosen to rotate all of their players toward the A site. We do have the flank coming. We'll watch for that. Mazur, he picks up one with the AWP. Voodoo trades out one as well onto Enfo. Skull, quick headshot through the B door. Mazur, he picks up VicX, and now we only have the 2 players alive for iNTACT, and they're a little bit stuck. They've rotated back toward the B site, and just giving up that A. That's actually a really good play coming out from Imperious, choosing to do that. 2 seconds left in the round, and does get the bomb plant. Skull finds himself aggressive toward the B doors. He's going to find 1 headshot, as Cake doesn't even check it. 1 through the door as well, and they do have the intel that they have to want to E-box. That's a 3K for Skull on the final round of the half. Phenomenal round from him and Imperious. Great execution, choosing to rotate back toward the B-bomb site with such little time remaining.
Yeah, that's a great play. The spray down through the door, just really fantastic. And the AWP player having to scope in and walk out around that angle makes it a fairly easy spray down to get the 3K for Skull in that round. He might have picked up another one. I can't remember if that had happened earlier. But that is a fantastic way to win a 2v3 with just 1 player stepping up, getting a quick 3. Oh baby, a triple.
Yeah, and really, the rounds in that half have been really fluctuating back and forth, a lot of momentum to both sides. But iNTACT actually, even though only taking 7 rounds, I feel like the momentum was in their favor that half overall. I feel like we'll see good momentum moving into the second half, especially if they're able to take this first pistol round. It will be really interesting to see how they carry their good momentum, because they were able to pick up the final round of that last half. And we do see armor for most of the Inception players coming out on the T side.
And this is kind of a standard setup. Interesting that they buy the decoy. there they go. The 4 decoys towards the A. I don't know how much that's really going to throw off iNTACT players, as decoys are going to kind of sound pretty obvious. Early flashbang that they don't really use, maybe just to stop an aggressive peek from a USP. That might be pretty common. That's an interesting way to use all of their utilities gone. They use the smoke as well, and the flash. Where did they go?
Yeah, now they just run dry into the B bomb site. Kai finds 1 headshot, but they are able to make 2 trades. Kai and Enfo go down, and Skull, he's left alone, is able to find 1 and damages Cake down to about 8 HP. Imperious, he's dinked down low as well, and now 3 versus 3, not too much of a disadvantage here for the CTs, as they are already flooding the B bomb site. Not too much control here for Inception. They're not going to be able to get good close plants. BTZ, he's stuck alone on the B platform, and Mazur watching toward the rock. And now, both players going to be actually looking toward the B plat. That's a good pinch from the terrorist side. And splitting the CTs. And now, Imperius finds himself alone with 12 HP, trying to push towards the statue. Cannot find Mazur. Quick kill for him. And now, 2 players alive for Inception at the end of the round there, moving into the second round of the half.
And this is an interesting scoreline. Inception picking up pistol means they will probably get an early lead out in this half. I have seen some ecos come in so far, though, so maybe iNTACT will be lucky to be able to pick up another round on the board and counter some momentum here. Terrorist players, we do see some Galils coming out. I like to see rifles coming out on the side that wins the first buy. I think they're a little more reliable than SMGs, and against some of these sports buys where players buy armor so often, it gives you a much better chance of not losing a stupid duel that you should have won because you had an SMG against an armored player. So, and the double scout coming out from iNTACT, that's pretty risky as well. But sometimes if you get those tags, get those momentum, pistol players can clean it up for you and get you the round.
Yeah, and really interesting, we'll see, they have a really strange spread here on the CT side. You see almost no players establishing any crossfires where they're at on the map, and VicX, you know, kind of alone here on the A bomb site. One player is caught out on the A door, and wow, headshot by Kai there through the door, picks up Mechanical, bomb will go down for the T side, and iNTACT is shut off from the A bomb site.
And let's see, the retake, are they saving? I see players running away from the bomb, not towards it, but some of them are running very fast. Maybe just looking for exits, trying to pick up rifles into the next round. I could see how that would work out. They may have an opportunity to make something work. Looks like they're setting up an ambush towards the A side of the map. High, able to tag one. Let's see if he gets the second shot. He's not, but he does have a player out here that he can trade with. Gets a tag on a second player as well. But unfortunately, Enfo is not able to convert any of that damage into kills. And we see 2 players saving the scout. And that's some decent value to make into the next round that you probably would have had to full save anyway. So I'm a fan of that play. You don't give the terrorists any more money on their SMGs either. I like the call on that. And now we see, what do they do here? The rest of the players obviously looking to save. They want to get to the gun round to try to work their way back into this game. And Inception definitely sticking to their light buy. Mechanical not even buying any weapon. Going with the Glock, saying that, well, if these players don't have armor, this Glock is actually a fairly effective gun now, especially after the buffs. Let's see what comes out from iNTACT. Their huge aggression towards Plat, trying to make something work for them. And unfortunately, they run into the Glock player, who, as I mentioned, is incredibly well-suited to killing unarmored players. That's actually a 3K for Mechanical coming out of the Glock position. That is not what I meant to say.
Yeah, and,
help me out, Savage.
Well, they do find, you know, only four players left alive for Inception there. So lots of economy boost for them. We see one player move on to 8K. That's BTZ with the Mac 10. He found quite a few kills there. 7,300 for Mazur. And now, first gun round of the half, but low utility for iNTACT. Not too many players on the head armor. I don't like seeing the head armor when you're on low utility. Really interesting. But we do have a Mac 10 and a UMP, so, you know, not too much of a misplay there. But if those players were on AKs, it would be probably better for you to have an extra nade or two. But Imperius gonna find the back of Mechanical as he comes through the drop smoke, and the rest of the terrorists just kind of playing passively, so no trade coming out there. A bit of a misplay from Inception, not able to trade one through the smoke.
That player was only on a Mac 10. I don't know if I love that play. Saying it's a misplay might be a little harsh for him. I mean, the risk reward there for him, I think, is if I do something that's so aggressive that I might catch a CT with their pants down or with a nade out or something like that. And make this Mac 10 have an advantage. I can see where he's coming from, but like you said, it is a tradeless proposition for him, and he doesn't get anything for those troubles. Except a couple damage on one player, but they're coming in towards long. And we do have players in the drop room. Mazur is a nice headshot through smoke. Skull is able to return him, and I think we are going to soon be in a retake situation.
Yeah, 3 versus 3 advantage for Inception. They have a couple of, or actually only one AK and an M4. Voodoo, he picks up Skull. Enfo, let's see if he can do anything with this AWP as he's left alone. 1 versus 3. Cake, he has good control of the B door here. He's going to need to find him through the vent. He picks up the M4 and tries to find him through the door. Is unsuccessful. Enfo, really close range shot from the AWP, but elects to save. Doesn't try to find the extra 2 players as he has no kit as well.
Yeah, and Info in the first half was a key to an iNTACT's success. A lot of round wins coming off of his frags. On the CT side, as an AWP player, you want to be able to make a lot of those kills when players entering locations in the map for your team. Really make the round easier for the rest of your rifle players and players that have to play the rest of the round after you might be gone. So he's able to save that AWP, which is huge for them. That is always a dangerous weapon for any counter-terrorist force to have. It can always convert you kills in any round of the game. And we'll see if he tries to do something aggressive with it and maybe tries to take a risk in this round because they're going to be on heavy losing bonus and we'll be able to buy into the next round. So, maybe you do that here. You take a risk, try and get some cheeky picks. Look at this Savage. 3 CT players pushed up long. This is going to start being dangerous for Inception.
Skull, he's able to find 1 headshot as BTZ pushes up the danger. Voodoo, he's rotated fast up the A site. Skull isn't expecting him. He picks up 1 info. He's able to pick up something with that AWP. Big impact for him so far as he picks up 2. And now he's going to find the 3rd onto the A site. Smoke, that's going to allow his teammates to defuse. Info, wrap right around, no scope for him. That's a 4K overall. And that's going to bring his team back a little bit of momentum into this game with a great play with only 1 gun for iNTACT.
And with the other 3 CT players that are alive, all able to find AKs, that is a massive economic swing. Holy cow.
Look at the utility coming out here. We have all of the utility coming out from almost every CT player. Make that every CT player, as all of them have all of the money they could ever want. But Inception, not in too bad of a spot themselves. We see full Molotov execution capability coming out from them, and we see the bomb moving itself over toward the A site. And 3 players from iNTACT moving toward the B site. So they choose to play the 3-2 split, as Inception has been moving toward that A site pretty frequently, actually.
And as I said, some aggression, pushing up that many players into long and kind of A stacking a little bit, so they could collapse on the terrorists. Making a huge call in a round like that is such a huge deal. I can't believe Skull was able to make it out alive there. With that Molotov and 2 players staring at him, he's able to escape with 4 HP to fight and live another day. And he has plenty of support from 2 other players in that position. And the terrorists cutting their losses with that map control. Oh, Info, that is a dirty shot. Quick peek, headshot into mechanical. That's man advantage. And the counter-terrorists going to be looking good into this round.
Yeah, they shut off the B side as well by smoking off this B long. Now, only 50 seconds left for the T side as they execute here onto the B bomb site. They choose to move a little bit quicker than you would like, and they do just get mowed down for it. They do make, as that smoke is fading, that's probably the most obvious time to execute for them. They do want to make sure they don't get caught out from anybody on plat, though, so that's maybe why they choose to aggress a little bit like that. But, Info, my God. Amazing couple rounds from him, and he finds 1 more with the AWP to close out that round for iNTACT. And now we move into the 22nd round, and economy is looking amazing for iNTACT and pretty poor overall for Inception. This is going to be a great swing in momentum for them if they're able to execute this round and 1 more. I see them bringing this game back to at least a tie.
I think you're absolutely right. This low econ from Inception definitely hurt them, but they are doing the smart thing and making an aggressive play. The nades doing heavy damage. And Info still holding it down. Kai able to hear the footstep of the player landing behind him, picks up 1 more, and there's only 3 more terrorist players with no damaged CTs yet. Kai picks up another one. Excellent spray down through the smoke. Knows the players are going to be trying to trade onto him. Has the forethought to pre-fire that angle and is rewarded for his efforts. That was a mowdown from iNTACT. And as you said before, the economic impact is huge going into this round. Inception are probably forced to save here, even though they do have a couple players approaching 4K. And that is a pretty heavy round swing coming out. 3 in a row for iNTACT. That's the way you want to see your team fight back into the half.
And now, yeah, momentum swing is huge. We see 10 rounds on iNTACT. They've moved into the double digits. That's going to be big. And now, look at the economy. We have so much money coming out. 7K on 2 of the players, 9K for 2 of the players as well. So they're going to be buying for quite a long time. At least 3 rounds in a row here, even if Inception is able to shut down a round. So, with that in mind, we hope that they don't get ecoed here. That's the last thing you want to see in the position they're in. If they're able to take this round, not lose too many players, we might see them actually take a good lead here, as Inception has lost a good portion of their momentum.
Little tactical pause, I believe, coming out there from Inception, trying to reset some of that momentum. They are going to be on pistols, but you kind of want to have the iNTACT players cool off a little bit, because they have been shutting you down. Enfo is still a madman. AWP setup from VicX, who is the player that has just missed that shot. Going to be trying to flash himself back out. Hasn't found a shot yet. Skull going big from behind the smoke. Catches the player 2v2King. But Imperious and VicX have fallen. This is a 3-on-4 situation for the counter-terrorists. But counter-terrorists have much better guns, and they still have to on the map. Skull, excellent headshot. Does not let the player get a second shot off onto him. And we are in a retake, but the terrorists, low armor and pistols.
Yeah, tons of utility coming out for iNTACT here. You see so many Molotovs left, even for both players on iNTACT's side. So they're going to be able to find a lot of map control here. So Mazur down from behind the APC. They know where the remaining terrorist is. Quick headshot onto Cake, or excuse me, not headshot onto Cake, but onto BTZ. And 2 players alive for iNTACT. Not actually too great for iNTACT. They're only keeping 2 players alive, but they are able to pick up the round, and only 1 more will bring this right into the tie.
Yeah, and they did have the money to buy, and you hate to see, you always hate to lose any player to ecos, but it can't always be a 5-man mop-up. And I love that Molly there behind the APC. I mean, they're like, okay, there are 3 terrorists alive, and they're nowhere to be seen, and we have them like closed in. So they're playing sneaky angles. Cheeky Molotov gets an easy first kill, and then only 1 kill traded and two more easy mop-ups. So that was a very good retake from them, not giving those cheeky guns any more advantages to work with. So
now we see most of the terrorist side moving toward the B-bomb site here. We have 3 players toward the drop. That's an interesting play for them. Actually, it looks like maybe we might see an A split. We do have 1 player over toward the A long holding passive. And actually, excuse me, that's a bad call. We have, looks like most of the terrorists executing B long. So good position here from iNTACT. Actually, they have 3 players holding really good crosses onto the B site. But as I say that, they do rotate 1 a little bit further off, but they do make the call to come back. Now, let's see what Inception's call is here. They are playing this round really slow. 55 seconds left, and lots of utility left for the T side. But iNTACT's doing a really good job of holding theirs as well.
You know, I've heard of these AWP totem poles coming out before, and they are indeed deadly. Even if one of the players in the stack falls, there is a second one to trade. But iNTACT is not smart enough, or dumb enough rather, to try to push a player blind into those angles, knowing that the terrorists are likely watching them. This is a set execute coming out. See all the terrorists pushing on towards the B site. BTZ and Cake picking up a quick double. Mechanical chiming in with 1. We'll see a team ace here. VicX is able to trade, but traded by Cake. And that's Voodoo to pick up the last player in the round. Set execute coming in, and none of the duels being won from the iNTACT side. That is a quick reset of the economy, flipping back in favor of Inception. We will see buys, full buys coming out from iNTACT. Not, hopefully they don't take that one on the chin, and can fight back into this round.
Yeah, Inception really has a good opportunity here to establish some more momentum, but iNTACT has a great opportunity as well to reset the economy of Inception. So if they are to lose this round, they will be on a bit of an economy buy. A couple of their players might be able to drop over an AK if they do lose this round, but they will be on their back foot. So Mazur, he's held this position the past couple rounds, try to get anybody pushing toward that plat. Kai not able to spot them out through that broken wall position. We do have Imperious, of course, holding toward the drop room here. And Mazur, he opts to just hold this really kind of passively, looking for any aggression and maybe a bit of a slower execution coming out from Inception. But as I say that, we do have 3 players moving toward the A long.
And the bomb was left in slope. This is maybe a little bit of a fake from them. They want to throw some nades, show some presence, and do a quick B execute, actually. The CT players aren't too over-rotated, but two of them are very far away across the map, all the way out towards the wood position on A. And this is going to mean that if the counter-terrorist can't make some kills here, support is going to take a very long time to rotate in. That's a quick double from Enfo. And, sorry, a quick double from Enfo, but also Kai chiming in on one as well. And the remaining terrorist players need to find these angles. They are penned in. That Skull going down. VicX making the quick trade on him. And VicX finds the last player, Cake, who is trying to get out of the window and make something happen for his team. But the CT still had the bomb over there towards B long, so that wasn't going to be a round that Inception could pull together. And now their economy is not the most durable thing in the world. They're looking quite fragile indeed.
Yeah, we do see a little bit of a buy coming out from them. AK's Galil, one CZ onto Mazur as well. But iNTACT, they're on a really strong buy. We do see Skull, he's on the lowest buy of any of them. But we have Imperius, he has head armor. He's not going to worry about any of the headshots coming out from the CZ or anything like that. But we do have most of the terrorists toward the A site. Quick play coming out from them as they expose themselves from the lower A. But they are shut off, at least split on the A long, so they back off a little bit. iNTACT, lots of intel for them, and lots of damage onto the Inception side already from just utility being used on iNTACT.
Yeah, this is, I mean, as a, your buy isn't that great, and now, two of your players are basically within one bullet of death from anything. That's so daunting when you need to try to push into these angles. I mean, this is where you see a 3K spray down come in, just because the players just don't have the durability to stand up to a bunch of bullets being spammed in through a gap, through smoke, or anything like that. But they are steadfast. We see the grenades and the execute coming in through A long anyway.
And VicX, he's able to find two as they push in through the A long. Voodoo, he's able to find two as well. Enfo, quick trade onto Voodoo with the AWP, and now two terrorists left on the A slope. They walk through the smoke, don't find anything toward the vent room. Mechanical, he's going to try to make a sneaky play. Imperius is waiting in the corner for him, and Enfo, he finds the last one toward the wood. Easy shot for him, quick lineup. And that is going to be the 13th round, tying it up for iNTACT as we move into round 27 here of the second half.
And while Mazur and Enfo were very close on kills earlier in the game, we see Enfo is now out to a quite dominating lead, proving that he is the alpha, the omega, the Enfo. Best opera on the server, perhaps?
Yeah, the best opera on the server, and he does have the AWP in his hands again this round as Inception is forced onto an eco round. Lots of nade damage coming out onto the players in drop. That puts Mazur down to 35 HP, but not much armor. In fact, he is the only one with armor, so that's a huge amount of damage coming in for iNTACT. And Imperius, smart opportunity to back off there, throws in the nade, does a lot of damage, but the split comes in through the A, and that's through connector for Inception. Kai picks up Mazur, he's on low HP. Skull finds one more. Skull, that's a second for him this round. Almost a third with one bullet, make that a third with the USP. Great headshot for him. And now, one left for Inception in the round. Mechanical, he's sprayed down through the wood for Imperius. Nice defuse coming out for iNTACT, and that will move them 14 into this game.
That may seem like a pretty simple round, but highlight of that for me is Imperius, has that vision of three players coming over the drop, and instead of trying to do the spray down, he's some kind of legend or something, he's like, nope, I'm out.
Yeah, and
Drops
he gave
back.
that intel, too.
Yeah.
To his teammates to stop that A connector split. So that was huge from him.
Yeah, and drops back to a place where he can be have a crossfire with the teammate. He can get traded more easily. Doesn't try to force the issue and make it a battle of several players with pistols against him and his AK, because that is a very easy battle to maybe only get one kill out of, maybe get two, but in any way lose your life, lose your gun, and that position of the map. So makes a smart play, falls back. The counter-terrorists know that the A split is a possibility, or just the A aggression through connector, and counter-terrorists and A site are ready for it, able to mop up that round, get a quick 14. Fairly good for them. It's an excellent Molotov from Kai, countering the pressure. That is a pop flash coming in that gets one. He does get traded. It's a great job, and here's a Molotov to slow down any follow-up aggression. I almost want to say that favors the CTs, even though typically Big Man even favors the T side. That's a great play coming in. It would have been awesome to see him get 2. But they've given up control of the peak room. Will they know this area of the map has been compromised as the flashbangs come out?
Skull headshot onto Mechanical from him behind the statue there. Skull, that's 3 for him. Amazing shots coming out from him. That's 2 headshots, 1 spray down, and now advantage to iNTACT eSports. And this is surely going to be 15 rounds. Put them onto map point as BTZ. He's stuck behind the statue.
Did he see the AWP barrel, though?
I think he did. He actually might find Enfo, and this could be a huge swing. He's going to find the back. And yes, that's the kill. But amazing trade from VicX. He's fast there, coming through the B doors. And 15 rounds to Inception, or excuse me, iNTACT.
I think BTZ assumed that the last CT player was Big Flank there. Just turned around, tries to get the bomb down, isn't really aware that there's a player in connector, and it's VicX, and he is going to shut you down to net a match point. And in fact, a couple match points in a row here for iNTACT, should they indeed lose this round. But weak buy coming out from Inception means that iNTACT will have a great chance to close this one out here on the first round of the DreamHack Open Qualifier 2017. Mechanical doesn't want to let me get my DreamHack plug in, and Trace is furious to drop. Enfo picking up Cake. Master with another one. Enfo manages to get a Molotov kill, strangely enough, before he gets traded by BTZ. This is a 2v2. The remaining CT players have some time as the bomb is not down, but we see even guns, not even utility. And the remaining players, BTZ spots him, but he has to grab the bomb and get it to site. And this is where the utility comes in.
Mazur, he's stuck behind the statue with no utility, and the terrorists are a little bit pinched here, as we do see the flank coming in from VicX. 2 players pinched together for the terrorists. They're both going to be stuck in this corner. That'll be kind of unexpected, actually, for them. So very interesting play. Lots of damage coming out on that nade onto Mazur. He's down to 64 HP. They're going to have the intel. Sprays down VicX. Skull gets the trade, but he's unexpected. BTZ waiting behind him. He's going to get the quick spray. And now, 15-14 with the chance to go to overtime for Inception. They're actually not on too good of a buy, even though they did win that last round. But iNTACT, they're on a pretty poor buy at this point.
Well, we do see M4s, at least.
Oh, actually, they dropped a couple M4s after or before I saw their money. So they actually do have a pretty decent buy with okay utilities. So look at that there. We do see 4 players rotating into the B bomb site. Fast play from Mechanical. They know he's there. Smoke deep into the B long here for iNTACT.
What?
And
how does this happen?
Cake did kill himself accidentally somehow. I really want to see what happened on that. But advantage to iNTACT here. We see 5 versus 4 Mazur. He's looking toward the A slope, isn't able to find one, and does take a little bit of damage from the spray, and down to 68 HP. As we see, the bomb does fall back a little bit out of the A site for the T side. And big advantage here for iNTACT, as they do still have a Molotov, couple of flashbangs, and the man advantage.
Mazur and VicX playing a game of Tango. VicX is able to catch him off guard. Cannot pull out the AWP and get a no-scope. VicX maintains his position and kills another player with the AWP. Auto Director, please give me some sweet POVs. It is just broken at this point. Well, and that will be the round.
That was a fast ending, actually. Yeah, abruptly. Kills coming out, spread throughout the entire map. Just a really strange last round coming out from Inception. They kind of have players falling all over through the map. And that closes out the first match of DreamHack Open 2017 for iNTACT eSports.
It does